Hi, everybody, and thank you for joining me today. Welcome to Unwind Design Creative Studio. Today, we are going to be painting a really cute dinosaur holding onto a balloon. Hopefully, you guys enjoy it. We're going to make sure we have all our supplies today. Make sure you have your towel, your cup. Make sure that you have your primary colors, yellow, blue, red, white, and black. Make sure you have your canvas vertically. So the brushes we're going to be using today are going to be our large background brush. Okay, it's basically a flat brush that's big enough to paint your background. Then we have a square brush. Then we have a round tip brush. And then finally, we have our detail brush. All right. So we're going to be using water today. That's what's going to help use all this paint. We're going to use that to fill up the whole painting without having to use more. Okay, so we're going to get started, and this is just a really quick and easy painting. We're going to start with our square brush. We're going to add a couple of drops of water right in between the blue and yellow. And I like to mix my colors around the paint before I dip in the middle. I don't dip my brush in the middle. And if you notice, we have a lot of space to make mixtures around each of the colors and throughout the palette. So I'm going to add a couple of drops of water. Into that water, I'm going to mix in yellow first. I'm going to scoop in some of that yellow and mix it right in the middle. Make a nice, a good amount of it so that you don't have to make more. We're going to be using a lot of this color. Squeezing your brush and some of that water in there is going to allow for the paint to soften up so you can blend it better throughout your canvas. From here, we're going to add just a tiny little bit of blue. And we're going to start to get our green. To this green, we're going to want to get it just a slight bit lighter. Okay. Make sure that you mix everything really well. Okay. To make it a little bit lighter, you can either add more yellow, but that'll just make it more lemony. Okay. I want to get it a little bit more light, not bright. This is going to make it brighter. A little scoop of white is going to make it lighter. Brighter and lighter are two different things. And look at that. Now it looks like a minty avocado color. And I love that. A little bit more yellow. Good job. Okay. So from here, I'm going to get this color. And we're going to be doing our character this way. Make sure you leave plenty of space on top over here. Our character is going to be on the bottom half of this angle over here. So we're going to start first with our square brush, outlining a nice big arch right here on the side. See that? So again, this is like about halfway, and it's just a little C. From here, we're going to make our line curved this way, almost like we're pointing to the corner. And we're going to curve down. Okay, so again, I'm creating this big curve. And this is going to be the head of our dinosaur. Okay, we're starting to work on the oval. It's being pulled up by a balloon. Right here, we're going to go down into the head. This section is going to be slightly lower than this. This line, if you notice, ends about right here. So this actually goes a little bit lower. Okay, why? Because we're going to add a little mouth down here or a little bump, and that's where that's going to connect. See, so we have that little lip hump. And it's kind of weird, right? It looks almost like an oval, but with a little lip hump right there. And remember, we want to take care of our brushes nice and slow, like we're painting with a ballerina dancing on her toes. Okay, nice and soft. The harder you press, the more messier it's going to look. The softer you press over the top and smooth it. As it's drying, the smoother it's going to look. Next, let's draw this body. We're going to start in the back of the head. Okay, so it curves. And we're going to pretend here's the shoulder. And we're going to start to curve it down. Curve it down to about this corner. So notice how it goes down and then sideways and then down again a little bit. Okay, don't look at everything else, just look at that design. Almost looks like a little slider in S. From here, we're gonna fill up the bottom of the lip and come down at an angle and then bring down to the corner like that. Almost like a leaf, right? Doesn't that look like a leaf? So it looks like the leaf is pointing down to the corner. Not this corner, but just a little bit in. And remember, everybody does their painting different. Perfection does not exist. We're here to learn and have fun. From here, we can do one little hand right there. But then I curved it a little bit down here like a slide. Next, we're gonna do a little circle. And then we're gonna make a little line coming down and a little point. And there's our little foot. Can you see the dinosaur now? And the point can be a little round. It doesn't have to be too pointy. And there it is, a cute little leg. We made a line. So again, we made a circle. We made a line going down. And then we made a little foot. And there's the hand. And we can make the face a little bit chunkier. All right. So from here, guys, we're then gonna add the other little hand. So we're gonna make a line going down across. So this is a straight line. And then we're gonna curve it down so it looks like it's the belly. See that? Then over here, we're gonna make another little circle and then a line coming down. And that's the other little hand holding on to the balloon. So again, here we did a little circle and then we went down. Our leg is just gonna be a little curve, a straight line going down, and then another little foot. And here I'm gonna fix my little face again, just a little bit, make it a little bit bigger. I want my face to be bigger than my body. I'm gonna bring it down, make it a little bit more square even. And then I'm gonna bring the lip down. There we go. It's cuter when they have bigger heads for some reason. Our little dinosaur. So next, we're gonna wash our brush and we're gonna pick up some of this yellow, okay? So this yellow, we're gonna pretend there's a little string going up and we're just gonna make a little square. And let's make the bottoms a little bit more big. So we're gonna make it a little rounder. I'm gonna make this a little bit lower. I'm gonna make a nice big balloon. You can make it nice and chubby. It has to carry all of this T-Rex. So we want to make it nice and big. The bottom section, with half of our brush, we're going to pick up a little bit of this red. See that? Half of my brush has red. Then at the bottom, we're just going to bring that around and go over it a few times. If it's too much paint, you can scratch that off your brush and go over it nice and slow. Remember, ballerina toes. Nice and slow. And then start brushing that up towards the top. As you start to brush from the bottom and bring it up towards the top, it starts to smooth out the color and it creates a really pretty gradient. Gradient is another word for a transition or a fading from a dark to a light. And you can do that with colors. You can do that with just blacks and whites. Get a little bit more yellow and add that to the top and bring that in down towards the bottom. There we go. And then again at the bottom, I'm gonna add just a little bit more of that red. And that way it looks like the bottom of my balloon has a little bit of a shadow too. And see how cool that is? That you really don't even need that much. You just need a little bit on the tip. And that gives you that shadow effect. That looks super cool. Next, we're gonna start to add a little bit of orange in the back. So while this dries, I'm gonna pick up my detail brush and put my other brush back into the water. And I'm gonna scoop up some yellow and I'm gonna move it next to my red. And I'm gonna add just a little bit of red into it to create that orange. From here, I'm gonna start to create little arches in the back. So at this point, we're making little spikes all the way across. If you want your orange a little bit darker, you can add a tiny little drop of blue, and that'll make your orange look a little bit more brown. See, you can mix a little bit of orange with blue, and it'll give you more of a brown color. Let me add a little more, see what that looks like. See what I mean? And that just turned into brown. If I want it to be more orange, just add more red and add a little bit more yellow. And there you go, you got your orange back again. And then going lower, they get a little bit smaller and smaller. Next, we are going to begin to create an outline. So we are going to come in and pick up some of this black, and we're going to start to outline everything. Let's start with our balloon. If you're not comfortable outlining, you don't have to outline it. And you're going to want to try to not lift up your brush so much. You want to go over it nice and slow. Keep your wrist stiff, don't move it. And then move your whole arm instead. So you want to keep your wrist and move your whole arm to keep that line nice and straight. So next, we're going to start to outline the face. I'm going to start with the head. I'm going to start from the top of the head and I'm going to bring it down and go into the side a little bit. And then I'm going to start where I left off, pressing a little bit at a time. Every time you squeeze, you let paint, you push paint out of your brush. Okay, so you want to start very light. And then as you're painting, you want to squeeze hard as you're running out of paint. Okay, so again, we're going to go around. And then right here is this super cool part where we're going to be coming in. And then we're going to be curling up. Right here, we're going to do a little oval. And right here, we're going to go around like that. Next, we're going to go right on the side, making a Y. See, doesn't that look like the letter Y? And we're going to come up and around the little hand and just end on the side like that. On the other hand, we're going to go underneath, curve around, and then bring down. For the leg, we're going to go around it. Around the little foot. And then we're going to make a little circle like he's wearing shoes. Those are going to be filled in with some orange a little bit later. From here, Let's add the other little leg. Going down, around, and then around the foot. Okay. And then we're gonna go down the stomach. And we have that little stomach there. We can't forget to go around the tail and down the back. Okay. And you can also outline these little spikes. Next, we're gonna wash our brush off. And we're gonna start to work on this eye. So the eye, I'm gonna turn my little character around so you can see that. So the eye, I'm gonna come over here to the side, on this side, and I'm gonna do a tiny little circle of white. You see that? Just a tiny little circle. From there, I'm gonna make a little moon with my white circle and a moon. Okay. So again, a tiny little circle with some white. Make sure you wash off all that black off your brush. And then some white. Next, I'm gonna wash off my brush. And I'm gonna pick up a little bit of black again. Okay, so this black, we're gonna touch the end of the moon to the other end of the moon. So we're gonna come in, and that is too much water, guys. There we go. And we're gonna touch one side to the other side. There we go. And now, let's start to fill that in. Around. Around the white circle. Around the moon. I love it. Then you can go around the other side now. So from the top, you're going to bring it around to the other side. So again, from the top, bring it down to the other side. And there you go. And again, we did a little nose. Next, let's wash our detail brush again. Now let's go ahead and pick up some red and some white. And let's mix that together. And that's going to give us pink. I'm going to go with a darker pink. So I'm going to add a lot of red and a little bit of white. There we go. Okay, with this, we're going to come in and we're going to make a U. And we're going to paint that in. Next, we're going to wash off our brush again. I know, sorry guys, it's a lot of washing back and forth. And we're going to get some black. And we're going to outline around. And we're going to make a line right in the middle. And he has his little tongue sticking out. Let's not forget that his little feet are also missing. And that's going to be some of our red and yellow. Or you can use some of that brown that you made earlier. Remember, we added a little bit of blue to our orange. And that created brown. And we're just going to go and fill in those little feet. And there we go. We have our little dinosaur. We're just missing one final thing. You guys choose your favorite color. whether it's blue, red, yellow, maybe something darker like red, pink, or purple. Okay, purple is red and blue, by the way, guys. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna use black, but you can use any color you want. We're gonna make a straight line coming down, and we're gonna make the rope for our little painting. There's a straight line. And then from there, we're gonna have our line just sort of coming out. You want to add any kinds of shadows. You can come in with a little bit of white and add a little bit of a highlight to make it look a little shiny. I'm going to add a little bit of white maybe on top of the nose, maybe on the bottom of the mouth, the top of the hands. If you want to add shadows, you can get this green and just add a little bit more blue to it to make it a little bit darker, not too dark, just a little bit darker. And that right there, you can put in between the legs so it looks like he has a shadow. Okay, so again, put it underneath the hand, underneath on the side of the curve so it looks like there's a shadow there. Maybe even on the back, on the little part of the belly. Highlights and shadows everywhere. Super cute. Anything else you would like to add to the back? You could go ahead and add stars. You can add anything you'd like. And I think that black stars actually look that bad for this. So you can do like a pointy star. Look at that. You could do a whole bunch of those. Those are kind of cute, right? Let's do another one. This is super adorable. Okay, we're going to come in and just add these little stars. They can be all sorts of sizes. Little, big. You can go ahead and add little polka dots with the black too. Big ones, little ones. It's really adorable. And that looks beautiful. When you're done, don't forget to get your brush and sign it on the bottom, guys. Thank you guys so much for painting with me. I really enjoyed doing this painting. It's super cute. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. I look forward to painting with you guys in the future. Bye.